All right, let's do a quick mic check. Perfect. All right, and it appears that YouTube delay is nearly the same as Twitch delay now that I lowered it to um, made the delay fast. What is it? Made the delay smaller, but lowered the quality of the stream a little bit. That's cool. Alrighty. Low cameras pointing a little out of the way there. How's everybody doing today? There we go. Okay. So I am not going to be working on this painting today. I just have it out for now to show. This one is pretty much done. So I thought I'd share the finished painting in the meantime while I get ready for whatever it is I'm going to work on today, which I haven't decided on quite yet. I'm debating between trying to finish a painting that I need to finish or starting a new painting. So for anyone who doesn't know, I had to cancel my streams during the week this week because I have not been feeling great. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm feeling better, but I'm still not feeling 100%. So still a little out of it. Michelle says Dresden looks so beautiful. The sun is literally dripping off of his fur. Yeah. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Um, yeah, fur is so difficult to paint. It's very challenging. Let me get my palette out and then I can decide what painting I'm working on. So I keep my palette in the Masterson's whatever this is palette. It's I think the wet palette container. I don't remember what it's actually called. And I have a little thing with clove oil, a cotton ball and clove oil. I close this when it's not in the palette. So it's just a little airtight container um, that I open when I put the palette away. And then, like I said, my palette's in here. It's a glass palette with a piece of cardboard behind it. Just a little backing thing for extra support. I just use some clips to keep it in place here. Alrighty. So the question is, What should I work on today? I don't think I'm up for starting a new painting, unfortunately. My head feels still a little out of it. Allergies have just been really rough lately, so yeah. So I think what I'm going to work on today is kind of finishing up an older painting. So put this up here to finish drying. And I think I'll try and finish this painting today. Oof, I might need to adjust my camera. Let's see if I can. Oh, I can't use that one. Hold on, I need extra. Oh, there we go. I need more of these. All right. Okay, that works. So the markings back here is this plastic that goes on the back of the oh, what is it called? ACM panels that I buy. It's a protective what's it called? Backing. Yeah. This painting is completely dry at this point, which is good. It lets me clean it off. I had to move stuff around and I put this temporarily on the floor to move things around. And wow, did it collect a lot of hair fast. Luckily, like I said, it's all dry, so I knew all of this could be cleaned off and it's not finished, so it's all going to get painted over anyway. But I did not realize how much it would collect so fast. Now, if anyone ever wanted a piece of Dresden but doesn't want to buy the painting of Dresden, this is the painting to buy. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the what's it called, light guard back on here. There we go. All right. Just grab some of my brushes here. And get started. It's a very strange feeling coming back to old paintings. I like obviously you know I can tell what I was doing and thinking, but yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's a strange feeling. I'm sure it's very similar to if people, working on a different type of project come back to it after, months. It's just like you remember it, but at the same time, you're a little lost and you don't remember all the details and so on. Michelle says she is an old painting. I think you can update her a bit. I mean, she's not even close. Well, okay, close to finish she is, but yeah, it's a bit of an old painting. Um, I have a few old paintings I want to finish, and just haven't, trying to get like trying to find the time to go back to everything has not been, easy. So yeah, I have a few of those paintings. I'm trying to remember. I think I worked on this painting. When was it? Was it? I think it was this year, so it's not like horribly old. I think I can probably look through my streams and find it, but yeah. I do have one painting that's like really old that I don't know if I'll ever be able to go back to because of how old it is. I have a few other ones that like need just final touches. I just have not had the time to go do it, but I really need to. I don't know. I gotta spend like a month or a week or something just going through all my old paintings to try and finish them. Some of them I could probably do in a day. Some will be like a couple days of work at least. Alrighty. I'll start by oiling out. And I need a little more oleo gel for this. Alrighty. I probably should make sure she's in focus. That'd be important. There we go. I think she's in focus. Alrighty. Let's see. How do I take this to a finish now? Let's see. Trying to figure out what to do with all of this. All right, let's take a second and clean up the palette while I think about it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and like get the like pull out the really important parts and focus on those and the parts that I know that I definitely want, and then from there we'll see how much I feel like it still needs, and I might, downplay the rest of it. I think that's going to be the approach here. There's a painter, I can never remember his name. It's either Andrew or Adam Kadima. I always get it wrong. But he's famous for having a palette that has like these crazy dried paint all over it and everything. And I cannot do that. Yeah, I'm not, like, my palette organization is messy, but that type of messy, no, thank you. I cannot do that. I'm not going to have like hills growing on my palette of dried paint. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a slow start today. I'm trying to remember. I haven't painted in days, I think. I think the last time I painted was on Monday, which is a very long time for me. So I'm feeling just a little, everything's just a little slow to get started. And like I said, I still feel a bit out of it, but I really wanted to make sure I streamed today, regardless of how I'm feeling. I mean, well, if I felt like horrible, I wouldn't, but a little out of it's okay. I can deal with feeling a little out of it. So I think I'm gonna start with, hmm, no, let's start with a larger brush. I was gonna go small, but no, I think starting off bold and big and messy is the way to go. Okay, apparently I need to put out some blue as well. Thought I had some there. I use Phthalo blue, and it is a very, very strong color. That's why I always put out a very small amount, because usually usually it dries on the palette. I don't usually use it all. I mean, sometimes I do when it's a mostly blue painting, but otherwise I usually don't. Chelsea Lang, uh, who I've taken her boot camp. Um, she describes when working on a painting, she says to start with the areas of confidence. Um, Oh, hey, Don Lee. Oh, he's in a commercial, so I'll wait a second to say hi. But yeah, she says to start with areas of confidence, and usually I try to start with areas that aren't as important because if especially when you're warming up, if you mess those up, not a big deal, right? Um, but for this painting, I just want to get kind of the feel of what I want, and then I'll figure out, I'll refine it, but I want to get the like important stuff in. Hey, Donley, welcome. I don't know if you're still in commercial, but welcome. For those who don't know, Donley is also a streamer. He streams digital art on his Twitch channel. A lot of fun stuff. So while I'm putting these strokes in, I know these aren't going to be the final strokes of how I put in her hair, but I know that her hair is so important. I definitely want to get this in. And the commercials on Twitch are brutal. Jeez, they're long. Hey, Dunley. Welcome. How you doing? It's good to see you. Really intense image. Yeah, it's an older painting. I'm trying to finish. I'd put it aside for a while. So yeah. You had to step away for a while. This commercial wasn't that bad. Okay, if you say so. But yeah, it's an older painting. I'm trying to bring it to a finish. So yeah, just you know, have to. There's a lot of complicated bits to this one, so I'm tr trying to deal with all of that. It's also weird coming back to a painting that I left for so long, you know? I don't know if you've done that, but it's always a weird feeling. So like what I'm doing right now is I decided I'm going to try and like hit the important parts and try and really focus on the things that I know I want in the painting and I know that they're going to be, important. And then from here, I'll figure out how to do the rest of it, so to speak. That might be a little too bright, honestly. But yeah, I might make decisions, much different than the ones I had already started. So I'm just gonna focus on the things that I know for sure I want in. How have you been, Donley? How'd your stream go on Friday? Friday, right? You streamed on Friday? I'm like getting it wrong. Good Thursday. Ah, Thursday. No wonder. I was Yeah, I was out of it on Thursday. Good stream. Good. Glad to hear it went well. This model, I've painted her a couple times. She always gives me a hard time. There's something about her nose shape, and I think the lighting. I always struggle with her nose for some reason. This feels like it could be a fantasy image somehow. I guess the fancy headband and green hair. Yeah, and she's wearing chainmail. I know you can't really see it, but maybe you're kind of getting that feeling from it, roughly. So yeah, definitely a fantasy image. Okay, Donnelly. Donnelly says he's going AFK for a moment, so now's the time to talk shit about him behind his back. And not that I got anything bad to say about Donnelly, honestly, so I'm just joking around. Yeah, the brush is a little too big there. Oh well. Thought you were AFK there, buddy. Back to AFK, don't try nothing. Okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. It's funny how bringing out the light parts makes the what's it called? The shadow parts seem so much darker. I do think I need to adjust the image a little though. This seems a little too scrunched down. 1 second. I think the not that much. That looks closer to accurate right there. Not perfect, but it's closer. Yeah, it's crazy how much darker this looks now. For skin tones, I use black all the time. Um, it's such a good way of like uh, dulling the bright colors of the pigments that I am using and getting for darker skin tones, whether it be darker skin people or shadows. It's a great way for me to do that. And even for lighter tones, if it's not super saturated, I sometimes will add black and white to get the to get the value I want, but to lower the what's it called? Um, the intensity of the color. The reality is a lot of times skin is very dull or gray or you know, not always, but like depending on the shadows, depending on the lighting, yeah, or transitionary colors. Also, sometimes the undertones, if it's like, you know, first of all, 5 o'clock shadow, or if people have veins under their skin or anything like that. A lot of times those areas that look kind of green or blue, a lot of times they're just actually gray, but it's the contrast that makes them appear more blue or green or whatever. But yeah, a lot of times it's literally just gray, or not even gray, but a, a duller, grayer color of the same version of the same color that their skin tone is. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am going to have to do some of the, um, what's it called? Um, Chainmail. I don't think there's any way around it. Usually leave eyes for the very end, but I'm trying right now. The thing I'm trying to deal with is getting all my values in line. Maybe not all, but most. I really need to. I was just thinking about using my maul stick, and I was like, don't feel like dealing with it. I really need to buy a new or get a new lighter maul stick. I really don't like the one I'm using right now. Sucks that I broke my last one. Although, to be fair, I didn't think it would last as long as it did, honestly. It was such a flimsy one. I expected it to break. But yeah, I need to figure something out that gets something a bit lighter and easier to use. Hi, Justin. Hi, baby boy. You want to say hi to everybody? My room's a mess at the moment. I've been moving things around and taking some things out of storage, so everything's a mess. Hi, baby boy. Justin, Dunley says hi. You can lean back. You're so cute. I wish you guys could hear his purring. Purr into the microphone, Dresden. Purr into the microphone. The noise suppression will probably get rid of it even if he does purr right into the microphone, unfortunately. Aww. He's just chilling. Huh, baby boy? Noise suppression, suppressing my cat purr. Appreciation. Yeah, I know. If I was better at this stuff, I could like turn it off in a second or something, but I don't know how to do all that. Justin, you're so funny. I guess this is just a cat stream now. Not no longer an art stream. I'm just gonna stand here petting Dresden. Doesn't usually like to be held this much, honestly. Like he likes to sleep on my lap, but that's when I'm sitting down at my desk, not when I'm just standing here. All cat all the time, 24/7. Yeah, I wish. I literally can't do anything right now. I'm using both hands to support him. I can't even like use one hand to do anything right now. If I leave this hand, my right hand, he'll like fall backwards. See, like he starts fall. Oh, see there. I think he's done. He wants to go. Let's get the belly for a little bit first. Ah, and the biting begins. Why do you want to eat my hand, Dresden? Why? Why? He's so funny. What if I dip his feet in paint? No. He eats everything. I don't need to give him more stuff that he can eat. We had to save him the other day. He was going to try and eat a yellow jacket. Bee. And I'm just like, oh man, I do not want him getting stung in the face. Michelle actually realized what it was he was going after. Yeah, no yellow jacket eating. Yeah. You've seen those videos of like dogs with like the swollen face because they tried to eat a bee, stuff like that. Like, I do not want that for Dresden. And those are like the mild cases where everything, is just funny. Like it probably painful for the dog, but the dog will be fine and it's funny, whatever. Yeah. I need to see. I have some artist friends who live in the area. I wanna see if any of them have um, some yellow paint. Um, Thinking maybe like what is the yellow paint I want to try out? Indian yellow or something like that. I want to see if any of them have some that they wouldn't mind letting me, giving me a little dab to try out. I really need to reach out to them and see if anyone has some. The reason I mention it, well, the reason I'm talking about it is I need to order some new paint soon, and I've been looking into those colors. I want to see if I should order some or not. I'm always trying to slightly adjust my palette as I go, you know. I'm open to changes. I'm open to improving it. It's just so far I haven't found anything better, but I'm always looking to improve it. Do you have some contest gifts left to replenish your supply with? Yeah, I still have a little bit of money left from the uh, contest. So luckily, I'm not completely out of that yet. I've been very good about spending it very, uh, well, for the most part, very smart. I made a couple mistake purchases, but what you gonna do? You don't know until you purchase it, right? But overall, I feel like I've really been smart about how I use that money. For anyone who doesn't know, oh shoot, I can't remember the year, 2021, I think. I won the Jerry Zardarama self-portrait contest, and they give you a gift card for online purchases. And I've been slowly, you know, going through that, but I still have some of it left. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know art supplies are not cheap, that's for sure, but depending on what you're buying and what you're doing, they're not, I wouldn't say they're the most expensive thing in the world. When it comes to like, I don't know, hobbies or stuff like that. Yeah. The upfront cost seems expensive, but when you start averaging things out, you realize it's not that bad, depending on how you go about it. Obviously, you have the option of spending as much as you want, but like the top limit is very high. But if you're not going crazy with it, you can you can get a lot for not much. It's still obviously, a luxury if you're like completely broke, but that's a different story. But yeah, some of the paints are ridiculously expensive, but you don't have to buy the ridiculously expensive paint brands, you know. There are much more reasonable ones out there. Your painting reminds me, I want to watch the old Flash Gordon movie with Queen's soundtrack again. Yeah. Your color scheme and character feels like they'd fit perfectly in that movie. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. I wish I could take all the credit for it, but I am using a reference image I got online. Um, so a lot of it is from the reference image, but I do appreciate that. That's a fun movie. At least I remember it being fun. It's been forever since I've seen it. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing for Halloween. I also don't think I'll be dressing up for Halloween. I do not have it. I do not have a costume ready, and we're kind of coming up, you know, it's getting close as far as like figuring out what to wear. So I don't know. I'm really bad at dressing up for Halloween, but I can still paint something Halloween themed, so I have to figure that out. Oh, Don Lee, by the way, that show that you shared with us on Friday, what is it? The one about the Norse gods, I can't remember the name. It's a really fun show. I really liked it. Ended up watching it. Did you binge all of it? I did binge all of it. I well, I created a monster. I do that. I binge things. You know, most things, even that show is as pretty as it is. I'll watch it while doing other things and pay attention when it's like key moments. But otherwise, I'll just have it in my peripheral vision and do other things. So that's what I did. It's a good show. I liked it. Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, I binged a bunch of animated shows recently. Um, or I binged as much as I could because some of them, in order to keep watching them, I'd have to switch over to like Crunchyroll or something, and I'm not about to sign up for Crunchyroll at the moment. Not that their service is bad, although there are some features I wish they would add to their streaming service that they're lacking. Um, but yeah, I like I binged what was it, My Hero Academia and some and Jujutsu Kaisen, some of the more popular like anime stuff that I hadn't kept up on. I just wanted to, you know, keep up on what's kind of relevant, I guess. I like both of the ones you mentioned. Yeah, they're good. Uh, I probably because I'm binging it, it's a little bit of a different experience. So like, um, My Hero Academia after a while started feeling a little bit repetitive, but like I said, it's a little different when you're binging it versus watching it um, over a longer period of time. So uh, after a couple seasons, I was like, I'd had enough. I put it aside. Also, like I said, I'd reached the end of what is available, I think, on Netflix. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend money and watch it on Crunchyroll at the moment. And then Jujutsu Kaisen, they only had like one season, so not a ton there, but it was good. I thought it was pretty good. I had Crunchyroll for a while because I was trying to catch up on One Piece, but at a certain point I gave up on One Piece. I just got a little tired of it. Maybe I'll go back to it at some point. I did get up to like I think it was like 900 or something like that, and then I was just like I'm just get and I'm getting tired of this. They really drag everything out in One Piece. So, I don't know. I might just watch the One Piece summaries from now on. Trying to remember what else I saw that was good. I heard they did a good job in the One Piece live action movie or show. Yeah, I think it was a show, I think, not a movie. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I was going to, but I never did. Like I was planning on it, but then I just didn't. But I'd heard the same thing. I heard they did a good job with it. Not sure about show movies since One Piece unfortunately isn't my thing. Yeah, it took me a long time to even enjoy One Piece. It's one of those shows that it's like you really have to give it some time to grow on you. And then it still has some things about it that are just, I don't know, not for me. But yeah. like I said, the beginnings, it's very old, so no, very might be exaggerating, but it's an older anime, so the beginnings very different than it, it changed quite a bit over time, um, in a lot of ways, and but at the same time, like they drag everything out in that show a lot. So like storylines that, in my opinion, should have been over just take forever and ever and ever. Yeah. Which I'm not a fan of that. Dragging out like the first Dragon Ball Z stuff, they were really bad. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's that type of thing. Really, like just. Although maybe not as bad as Dragon Ball Z in some ways, because I remember in Dragon Ball Z there was a lot of just like standing around talking and like talking. When I say talking, I mean literally nothing moving but the camera panning. I mean, they definitely did some of that in what's it called, One Piece, but they did a lot more. I think there was a ton of recaps all the time, which really killed everything, and like a lot of redoing everything from one episode to the other. Um, which I suppose wouldn't be so bad if you're watching it like eh, you know a week after kind of thing. Like if it had happened a week ago and you were watching it, sure, but when you're binging it, that stuff really is grating. Um, so that's part of it. For me, the worst Dragon Ball Z dragged out was the Goku Frieza fight. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. It's been a very long time. And I don't think I caught that all. Like, I remember watching that, but I didn't catch it all the time. So what would happen is I'd catch part of it and then I'd miss stuff and then I'd come back to it and miss it. So I never like, I don't know. I never felt like I got the full feeling of of it. But yeah, Dragon Ball was famous for it. I do remember, I don't remember, I think it was Goku versus what's the green guy's name? I'm blanking on his name right now. It just took forever. No, it wasn't. Was it him or was it Goku? I can't remember. I'm bl No, it wasn't Frieza, and it wasn't the green guy. It was the other one who eventually they became friends. Eventually they became dance partners even with their like little our power combined thing, which is kind of funny. Vegeta, that's it. Vegeta, thank you. Yes, the cheetah. I just remember it took like when they used the spirit bomb or whatever it was, it took them like I think it was like 3 episodes to do one attack or something. It's just like, come on, guys. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Goku was airing his armpits out for several episodes waiting for that spirit bomb. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I did not like I missed a ton of Dragon Ball Z stuff. I never kept up with it because we're um they just it wasn't airing on TV at the time where I was, and there wasn't, you couldn't watch it online like you can now. So yeah, I missed a ton of that stuff. And because of the way they drag everything out, you cannot, it's one of those series where it's like you can't really catch up. Once you miss it all, it's so hard to catch up on it all. Like to trying to rewatch it all is just ridiculous. I did a friend of mine from work did take me to see the latest Dragon Ball movie like a couple years ago. The latest one a couple years ago. I think it was like Broly or whatever. Um, I was definitely lost with some of the lore because it had been so long since I'd watched it, but there was at the same time I still was able to kind of keep up with some of it, and then a lot of it's very surface and very much about the fighting, which I will say they did a great job with. It was insane. Pretty sure they destroyed reality in that fight at one point and then came back to it. It was pretty crazy. One mistake people often make is they make the teeth too bright and too gray or white, like they don't give it enough of the surrounding colors. I'm not saying that I'm nailing it necessarily, I'm just pointing out that that's a pitfall that a lot of people, fall into. Obviously, I'm going to put more into the teeth as I go, but yeah. I think I may have just made the lips a little too big, but we'll see. Let's see. Dunley says, my last stream, I was just talking about the mistake photographers make editing teeth and eyes. They'll make them bright white no matter the lighting conditions, and it looks ridiculous. Yeah, the glowing like white eyes that just, yeah, yeah. They do that, and you're right, it does look ridiculous. Yeah, the eyes and the teeth both. You're absolutely right. Another thing too that they often do is they'll like everyone wants to have that like really nice catch light in the eye, which is great, and I get why people want it, but you can't just like drop a spotlight in someone's eye as a catch light, it's just like, and even that sometimes isn't as white as they make it. They'll just like pure white, blop, drop it down on their in the eye. And it's like, yeah, um, that's just way too bright. And this is, now we're starting to get into slightly more nuanced stuff. One of the more nuanced things is when you're painting certain things, like for instance, hair. If you're painting strands of hair that are coming off and there's, the background behind it, a lot of times what people will try and do is they'll try and paint the hair with a super, super fine brush, but they'll try and keep it the color of the hair because like I have dark hair, for instance. So if I have stray hair, going out, they must be the same color as the hair on my head. So they try and take a really fine brush and do that. And that is correct. But when we're getting into more nuanced things of like how to paint things, it doesn't always look more correct. A lot of times a thicker, softer brush with a mixed color that combines both the background and the hair will look a lot more natural. Sometimes you need to split it up too and do like one color and then another inside of it or on top and bottom to give it a little more volume. It just depends how thin or big it is. If it's very, very wispy, yeah, you don't need to do that, but it just kind of depends. Like I said, though, this is starting to get a bit more nuanced. But I've done stuff like that when I've been painting, of course, but even in photo retouching, when you have to paint in hairs to make it look more natural, you have to sometimes do a lot of those tricks to combine them and everything, because otherwise it looks fake. You don't want it to look fake, but it will. It's one of the things I love so much about painting is that, like, as you learn stuff, you learn something and it's like, okay, that's cool. And then there's always more to learn, deeper, more nuanced versions of whatever you just learned. There's always, yeah, like I said, more nuanced, more subtle, more refined, uh, to learn. I've been watching a lot of photography YouTube lately, and someone in photography was saying, if your goal is to learn everything and like reach the finish line, photography is probably not for you because there's always more to learn. And I very much feel like the same is true for painting or drawing or, you know, does it not necessarily just oil painting, just any version of painting, drawing out there. It's losing the shape here a bit, so big block in sometimes helps recover some of that. Now I'll go in and put in some more of those details back. Although it looks like I'm running out of paint here. I might need to take a quick break and replenish that. And since I'm taking a quick break, I'll take a stretch break as well. I uh, I started these. I've been trying to get better at working out and getting in shape. Haven't quite made it to the gym. I'm doing more stuff around the house. Um, but I recently saw a thing about, and I don't know why they're called this, Mike Tyson push-ups, and I decided to give those a try. Oh my God, those uh, are challenging. Definitely challenging. But I feel like it's a good workout, so I'll probably keep doing them instead of regular push-ups. Well, it's definitely a cardio thing, but the other thing too is that I have yeah, it's more of a cardio thing than normal push-ups, which is great. I'm happy to do that. And the other thing is it works out your shoulders in a way that normal push-ups don't. And I have shoulder problems. I have neck problems. I've been doing neck and shoulder exercises, but this is just a way of adding more of that. And then the other thing is, I used to do burpees, but I can't do burpees. The snapping up and back kind of thing is just not good for my back. I have injuries from a drunk driver running into me, so I have some parts of me that are a little more prone to injury than others, or to straining than others. So what's it called? So burpees kind of ruin my back when I do them. So this is kind of like I'm not going to say it's the same as a burpee, but it's definitely um, more reminiscent of it. So, I think that's a good thing, but it's not as hard on your back, or at least for me, it's not. Let's do some measuring here. You know what I think I need to do? I don't really care if this this painting is 100% accurate, and I keep getting distracted by very, very small changes. So I think I'm gonna shrink down the image and focus on trying to make it look better rather than getting it perfectly accurate. But yeah, the Mike Tyson push-up, like I said, was really hard on my neck, but I need to work out my neck and stuff, so I'm down for that. But yeah, I've gotten I went to physical therapy for like a year, and that did help with things, but it's not, physical therapy doesn't cure you, it just helps, right? So definitely an ongoing thing, and also more I can do. Just need to keep at it, keep working out, keep pushing, working those particular areas and trying to strengthen everything around it and so on. Yeah. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if they could just freaking regrow you a new, body parts and just plug them in or something. More than what's it called? I think more than flying cars, I'm disappointed that we don't have sci-fi uh healthcare yet, like the stuff you see in movies where people get injured or whatever and they're able to like, put them in a tank and regrow whatever and heal whatever. It's like, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, flying cars would be neat, but like as I get older, I'm like, yeah, I'll take the healthcare stuff more. Come on. Have I ever played GTA 3 when you were saying how you need to keep working out? I hear one of the car radio songs in my head, Push It to the Limit. I don't think I played that one. I think I played 4. I'm not sure. Donnelly says, how many bazillion dollars would that cost? Oh, yeah, obviously. There's a reason it's only in the movies, you know? I mean, we are getting things like, you know, I'm not saying specifically Elon Musk's version, but like Neuralink, stuff like that, where it's like they might be able to help people who are like paralyzed and stuff like that. Obviously Neuralink might kill you or something, but I'm sure there's other companies working on it that will probably do a better job. True. Yeah. So, I mean, that stuff's cool. I'm so torn. I saw a thing recently that Elon Musk, like their Tesla lost a bunch of money because the last investor meeting was really bad. And it's like, I hate Elon Musk. I'm not a fan of how he does business and a ton of other things, just how he treats people in general, like a ton of things, right? But um, he also employs a lot of people and a lot of people here in Austin too. And I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to those people. I don't want any of the normal people invest in Tesla too because people don't know and they bought into the hype, and I don't want them to suffer. But I also do enjoy when anything negative happens to Elon Musk, like that, those types of things. So I'm like, I'm so torn. It's like I can't really enjoy the Schadenfreude or whatever however it's pronounced, because I think of all the people who, get screwed by him because of it. He walks the edge of useful and crazy all too often. I'm gonna say I'm gonna disagree. I just feel like his company's existing, are already big enough and like they employ enough people that they that it's true. But him himself, I don't think he's ever useful, honestly. Like almost nothing he's done in the last, I don't know, 15 years has been useful, I think. Like he did hype up the electric car, but that's about it. I think that's where it ends. Maybe I'm too harsh. I could be. I saw a thing about his how much like damage his space travel plans would actually do to the environment here. And I was just like, okay, so all the good you've been, like implanting in people's mind, you're just going to undo all of that with all this space travel nonsense. And for anyone who doesn't know, and I didn't know this either, um, all the like space, all the rockets that, they anyone sends to space, apparently it's horrible for the environment. But because it's so few, it it doesn't accumulate, and you know, one rocket launch might be horrible proportionally, but because there's so few of it, it's not a big deal. But he wants to make space travel a regular thing, and he's trying to like, push all of that stuff, and that would make, would turn it into like a big problem for global warming or climate change or whatever. So it's like, okay, that's dumb. So you're going to try and save the environment with Tesla, but then, you're just going to destroy it with what's it called? SpaceX. I also saw an interesting thing about the whole AI stuff that he's doing now. It's just like, oh man, so sick of AI overall. Anyways, I should stop talking about him. It's no need really. Suffice to say, I'm not a fan, and we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to zoom in for all the detailing here for this stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, once I started painting this painting and I realized I was going to have to do all the chainmail and stuff, I was kicking myself. It's like, what the hell was I thinking picking this? And to answer, I don't know, honestly. It was like not, I hate painting this stuff. So I don't know why I made the choice to do it. I think I was thinking more like it's a cool image. I like it, and it is, but I hate painting chainmail. I demand more chainmail. Yeah, I think digital is so much better for chainmail because you can do like repeating brushes and stuff like that. I think photography is better for chainmail in my opinion. Yes. Yes, I agree. Photography is the best for chainmail. Absolutely. I feel bad for whoever has to actually make the chainmail, but like at that point, whatever. I reminded you of something? Okay. Someone made a file that you can 3D print chainmail and it comes out pre-linked and it's pretty amazing. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen stuff like that before. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I can find the vid of it and share it on Discord. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen stuff like that. And the one I saw it was more square though. The chainmail wasn't like regular round chainmail. It was kind of squarish. Someone actually offered a 3D print, offered to give me a 3D printer recently. Um, and I was debating it. I just, I don't know what I would do with it is the problem. I feel like it would just sit here because I'm not really all that into like dealing with learning how to 3D print, and I'm not like an expert at 3D or anything like that. I feel like it's not something you just kind of pick up. Like it seems very involved to learn how to do that stuff. Square or round, it had to be 100 times better than the loose knitted gray sweater worn by the villain of the Schwarzenegger's first movie, Commando. I don't even remember that. I mean, I remember Commando roughly, but I do not remember what this is that you're referring to exactly. Knitting to me, like I've seen people knit, sweaters and stuff like that, and I've seen how like it is such a repetitive thing, and I don't know, I would look at it and I'm like, I'm glad some people enjoy doing this because I definitely would not. saw a funny thing of like it was like what if like Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't have an accent and it reads off some of his lines as if he didn't have an accent and they're just so underwhelming without the accent. It's pretty funny. It's funny to think that even that bad accent has helped him a lot in his career. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to zoom in for the rest of this. All right, I think I should give our face a little bit of a break and focus on some other areas. That way I'm not so tunnel visioned in on things. I think a lot of artists have that problem, but I definitely do. I can tunnel vision in on things. So it's good to bounce around a bit sometimes. And then when you come back to it, a lot of times you can see the stuff that you were not able to before. So sometimes it's even faster than tunnel visioning and like having to finish something. Like, yeah, I know I need to finish it, but sometimes stepping away is faster. This is the screen cap of the Commando movie. The sweater is so funny to me. All right, I'll take a look at it when I take a bit of a break. I think I'm going the route of making a lot of noise here, and then I'll go in and clean up the noise to help give the illusion of texture, because I do not have it in me to draw and paint in every little element here. I don't know that I even could because of the quality of the photo. Like there are literally some things I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. So, all right. Let's take a look at Discord real quick. Only says, nah, the strategic scribbling is the way to go. Yeah, I think so. Donley, where did you post this? To my direct messages in Discord. Huh. It did not go through. Oh, wait, here it is. That's so strange. It didn't notify me. That's weird. Okay, I see it. Yeah, that's... Is he wearing a sweater? What the hell is that? That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know. Discord was being weird about it, but yeah. All right. What time is it? Uh, I'm out of coffee. That's not good. All right, let's go for a little while longer, and then Donnelly says, yes, that's what I was trying to say. He's wearing a sweater, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be chainmail. Yeah, that's so weird. Either he looks like he's trying to be, you know, obviously the bad guy, the villain, badass, and it looks like he's just wearing, you know, sweater. His I don't know what his grandma made him or something. That's pretty funny. The movie was made on the cheap, though. I think you'd notice a lot of stuff if you ever went back and watch it. Probably, it's been forever since I've watched it. You know, it could be fun to go back and see, you know, see everything. You know what movie I want to go back and see? And I'm like, I'm trying to remember. I'm not even sure if I've seen the movie from start to finish. I've seen so many clips. But I can't remember if I've ever seen the movie start to finish. Is The Room. And it came up on a recent stream I was participating in. I wasn't like on stream, I was just in the chat room. And it came up, and I'm just like, I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing start to finish. It's such a bad movie. I also don't know if I could tolerate watching the whole thing by myself at this point. The Tommy Wiseau one? Yes, the Tommy Wiseau one. Have you ever watched it start to finish? I'm trying to remember if I've seen it. I just cannot. I've seen so many clips of it though. That'd be tough, lol. The clips were tough enough to watch. I can barely imagine sitting through the entire thing. Yeah, I know. That's kind of my feeling on it. Especially having seen the clips. Like maybe if I'd never seen the clips, it would be, it would be funny enough to like make it through. But having seen the clips, I'm like even less inclined to. I don't know. I don't think I really have time for watching them that anyways at the moment, but yeah. So I started that class thing that I was talking about and gave me a lot of homework, like business related homework. And it's all stuff I hate doing and I'm not good at. And yeah, just slow. It's just a lot of reading and business planning stuff and blah, Uh, so my time is now very limited because I'm focused on trying to do all of that stuff. The course you're taking is a business course? Yeah, it's a business course on like being an artist. So it's a business course geared towards artists. Um, and then also uh, it's a it's like a group course. So there's a lot of like meeting a lot of people in the art community in Austin, so networking related stuff. Uh, and then it's it has a bunch of information. I mean, we'll see what we'll see what is useful and what isn't, but talks about like grants and how to, write proposals and stuff like that as well, which, I mean, is helpful. Specifically geared towards being an artist. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. It's through the city of Austin, and so it's very cheap for the price, which is nice. Um, yeah. I think one of the big things is like networking and like meeting people in the art community here for me is some of the biggest parts of it. Um, some of the other stuff obviously will be helpful. I don't know what and how much, but yeah, the building that network and meeting more people in the art community, I think is great. And not all of them are like visual artists. There's musicians and there's all kinds of people there. So it's quite a variety. But yeah, it's all through the city, which is I was surprised that the city has stuff like that, but they do. They have um a lot of things like um city has all kinds of programs for small businesses and art and community building and all that stuff, which I've never really been a big part of or known about, but it's good to know that it exists, and I'm sure Austin is not the only city that has that. So I think it's one of those things that probably a lot of people could take advantage of more if they knew about it. Only reason I even found out about it was an artist I knew from a local thing posted about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known this existed. So, yeah. But yeah, I guess the takeaway is I'd encourage people to check out what programs, if any, their city offers. The small business office and the what's it called? Cultural communities or whatever, like all of those things. Cities do a lot. I don't know. I don't participate in a lot of things, so for me, a lot of it comes off as like surprising, and I don't realize that, the cities do all that much, but yeah, they do. It's a lot of all kinds of programs going on. I am getting hungry. I'm probably gonna be ending stream soon because I can feel it. What was I gonna say? Oof. Um, yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh well. Oh, I have been thinking about trying something different with Stream. We'll see if I how my schedule permits it. I've been thinking about doing uh more streams, but maybe only on Twitch, so more casual, you know. I don't know why I feel like my YouTube ones are a little more serious. Maybe it's just the platform. I don't know. I feel like on Twitch it's more acceptable to just like hang out. So I can like, not saying I'm not going to paint, but just not as structured, if I have like if I'm streaming while I'm just getting some stuff ready, it might be okay as well. I don't know. We'll see. Just an idea. Have to I don't know, have to see. Back, welcome back. I was saying I actually think I'm going to be ending stream soon. I'm pretty hungry. I can just, you know, can feel it. I was also saying I might try something different with my streams. Like not my regular streams. Those will be, the way that they are. I was thinking about maybe trying to do something in addition to my like regular streams, like a more casual stream where you know, I just, I don't know, hang out more. Not saying that I'm not going to be doing art, but maybe I'll be prepping panels or doing something else. Like maybe I won't be actually painting at the time, or I don't know. Maybe it's something I was thinking about maybe doing solely on Twitch because I feel like Twitch is more casual platform than what's it called? Than YouTube. I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm not sure I have time for it, but it was one of those things where it's like, because I don't have time, it might be easier to do those because I cut back on my streaming a bit. So I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. As long as it doesn't get in the way of stuff, sure. For you, your stuff or my stuff? Uh, I mean, mostly mine. I'm kidding. I meant you, man. That's fair. No, I get what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I've got a lot going on, taking this class and everything now. Yeah. The class, I don't know. It's cool. I'll keep you guys updated as it goes and share. If I think there's good information to share and so on, I'll definitely be happy to share it in general. I was saying that I was surprised that the city did this, but apparently lots of cities do stuff like this. They have all kinds of different programs for small businesses and all kinds of stuff like that. So I've never been all that involved in stuff like this. From where I'm from, like the areas I've lived, that was never a thing. So it's surprising to me, but it's also useful to know exists. Sounds amazing. I'll have to see if there's anything similar in my area. Yeah, I was really shocked about it. And I also didn't know, I recently found out that there's like there's a few grants that they that that the city of Austin does um every year. There's multiple grants that they do. Um and you just have to, write a proposal and submit it. Anyone can do it. Not that I have anything to propose at the moment, but there's all these opportunities out there that I wasn't even aware existed. So as I discover things exist, I'm happy to share with others so they know as well. You know, I bet it's something that is not unique to Austin, honestly. I mean, Austin might be unique in the quantity or something, but overall, I would assume that Austin is not unique in that way. I'm sure other cities do stuff like this. All right, friends. Although I would love to keep going, I'm going to have to call it a day for the stream. I am starving. I need to go eat, sit down a bit. Yeah, I've been pushing myself a little with this stream today, and I'm, like I said, I was still recovering and still feeling a little under the weather a bit. So yeah. Donnelly says, I know there are some grants in my area. I was looking into that last week, but have no idea how to request it. Interesting. The ones here, the website that like shows it has a thing to apply for it, like has the information that you need to apply for it. So I'm sure there's, contact information or something somewhere. But yeah. All right, friends. Don Lee, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Everyone else who's watching or watches after the fact, thank you all so much for the company and the views and everything. Yeah, I'm tired. I gotta go rest for a bit. So, yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. And I should be back on Thursday if everything goes as planned. That's the idea, at least. All right, have a good one, everybody.